can tell, and then that will be the first match of the night for Dominate Dominion number. I believe this is 6. I'll have to check. Yep, I have to check my own overlay to make sure. But um, talk more about beautiful eyes. I for one do not have beautiful eyes because not to be stereotypical, but it is highly because I'm Asian and my eyes are small. Okay. Oh, someone else is
Your eyes are actually the same size as everyone else's. It's your eyelid that causes them to...
very well played.
Yeah. Gotcha on that one.
You did get me. All right, so I'll have to rephrase that. You can't see my eyes.
It's an optical illusion. That's a double entendre of some form. It's like 2 jokes in one. Winning.
So this, wow, this other person is in an immensely long game. Definitely, I don't think anyone could have expected that because.
Yeah.
Oh,
What happened? Oh,
there we go.
That guy. What happened is he was in a game, and that game just went on way longer than he expected. He's like, oh, I have like 45 minutes before the tournament, or whatever. I'm gonna start this game real quick, and this is like it just goes on for like 68 minutes. So, us casters are ready, right?
Yes, we are good to go. The stream is live. We see everything, and now we're into the bans and picks. So, anything we should be looking out for specifically, or maybe generally in Dominion? I mean, like I for one, obviously, I'm not that familiar with the bans. I can kind of guess, but what would you say?
Let's see. We're gonna see. I'm gonna try and see the future. It doesn't work as well with teams that I don't know anything about, though. I once guessed 4 out of 5 of Blind Pick Bandits' roster once, which was pretty cool. I just before they even played, I'm like, they're gonna play this, and I was right, and I'm like, oh damn. Well, I was gonna buy a lottery ticket, so I guess not. Looks like Ryze gonna get banned. Ryze is a very good bottom lane champion. Shen's gonna get banned. We don't see very many Shen bans. I don't see Shen played that much, except by Necrogen. Necrogen plays pretty good Shen.
I mean, would Shen's kit be like just as useful? I mean, obviously on Summoner's Rift, it's the whole global presence thing, but the map is, of course, much smaller. There's not as much, I guess, need for like split pushing and taking down objectives, as you said. It's not a destroy mode. So is that as hefty as an effect on Dominion?
Yeah, his ultimate definitely has an effect. It's really good for just going down to bottom lane. It also makes for some sick bait because you can let the guy bottom get a little low. They start to commit to a fight, then suddenly Shen, and Shen taunts you, and then the other guy beats the crap out of you, and it's like, oh, you don't got me. And they take the bottom point. It can be really nasty. Shen's also pretty tanky, so he's he's a good pick, but I don't think he's quite that high on the ban priority, I wouldn't say. But maybe they don't like him. Maybe, they just don't want to have to deal with Shen. Right. I definitely ban champs that I don't like. In Summoner's Rift, the only difference between normal mode Summoner's Rift and Draft for me is when I'm playing Draft, it's just like a normal game of Summoner's Rift, except there's no Soraka, Tryndamere, or Kennen.
Definitely annoying champs in Summoner's Rift. And we're looking at some other bans. I'm seeing Darius being banned, and in the chat before I'm joining these lobbies, I was seeing a lot of talk about Darius of being ban worthy. Like, why is that? I mean, there's still talk on like Summoner's Rift, of course, on whether how viable he is, but has he already like been really highlighted on the Crystal Scar?
All right, Darius, I haven't actually, I don't know that much about. Varus and Darius are 2 champs that I don't know a lot about because I haven't been in game a lot because of my injury.
Oh,
and I don't see them too much in spectating. But Darius apparently is just really hard to get away from and does a lot of damage.
Yeah, he sticks to a champion really well, and of course his damage is way up there. I mean, yeah, I can see it happening just because the map is a lot smaller. The fights happen in a lot closer quarters, so I can see that being a problem. Summoner's Rift, that's the only thing holding people back from him is that he doesn't have a direct gap closer. But once he gets to you, like, he'll stick to you to the very bitter end. So I can definitely see why that's ban worthy. We see Pantheon being the 3rd ban from the blue team, and then the other 2 bans from purple team, York and Urgot, and a couple picks have already come out.
Yeah, York and Urgot are really good bottom lane champions. Also, did they give you the summoner spell blocker?
Yes,
that covers those? You want to throw that overlay
Yep,
up?
totally didn't have that on this scene. I've been going back and forth between scenes all day. I'm very sorry, guys, about that. That's totally my fault for being not ready and unprofessional. Just a little bit hectic today, but thank you for pointing that out.
No
I
problem.
have covered it up, so we are going to continue with the
Woo!
picks.
And when I asked about you asked me about Darius, I decided to pull the Dominion channel, and when I asked people what their opinions on Darius was, um, I got OP, ban Darius, Garen times 10, insane champ, his E is ridic, he can chase you pretty good, insta cast short range blitz pull, um, yeah, people are very opinionated about him at this current time.
I mean, I guess we'll really just have to let time tell if that sticks through or if he's gonna fall off the spotlight. And we're seeing uh, Ezreal being highlighted on purple team, and as I mentioned earlier, my favorite champion has been for a while. So even if I don't know Dominion that well, I'm just super excited to see him in the game. Like how well does he do again? I mean, I know a good health pool and like a good defense combined with offense is important for Dominion. So how does Ezreal fare in that?
Well, Ezreal's really slippery with the Arcane Shift. He can keep away from damage pretty good, especially if he hangs back, just kind of jousts, back and forth between I move up just to be in range enough to be able to shoot and then back away. And he kind of has that artificial extra range because of that movement. He can deliver damage pretty good. Now, you'll see his ult used to interrupt all over the damn map. It's very handy.
Oh, that's
You're
true.
absolutely right about him being squishy. He can get put down pretty hard, but if you run AD Ezreal, you can get the Frozen Mallet, give him a nice chunk of hit points, and it works out okay. You play AP Ezreal, then, it's just shoot to kill, pretty much, and he'll do a bunch of damage. Look at the other champs here. This is sort of a very not typical lineup. Seeing the Caston pick. Caston almost always gets picked when he's not banned because Caston's extremely good in Dominion. Build really tanky with him, and you just spam Rift Walk a lot in team fights. And they have to focus the really tanky Caston because the base damage of Rift Walk just keeps increasing every time you use it. So it's not really dependent on you building a lot of AP. You can just stack that up. His chase is amazing. His escape is amazing. Really good champ to have. Seeing a Mumu and Jax. Jax is a really good champion. In Dominion, he gets a lot of play. I've seen some very good AP Amumu. I've seen some tank Amumu be good, but not quite amazing. But I've seen good plays out of AP Amumu players. Olaf's just a good champion. He doesn't have a gap closer, which is a little rough, but his damage is good. He's got that little true damage thing going on. He's got a spammable ranged attack. Well, not so much spammable, but he's got something he can throw out for interrupts that hits multiple targets. Rumble, I don't see that much in any game, like played or played against. I actually am not terribly familiar with his abilities, despite having played as much of this game as I've played. Just don't run into him that much, so I don't know how to comment on him too well. Garen, you don't see in Dominion too often because he's very kiteable. The movement speed can be good. He's tanky, but he really doesn't bring too much to the table, much like a lot of the other AD champs like Master Yi and Sivir. They don't have a gap closer or a CC or anything like that. They just have their damage. And if they don't really get to employ that, it doesn't work out too well. Corki's got some good ranged attacks. See him once in a while. He's got a pretty good escape. He likes to hang around and shoot. Good champ. Jarvan gets played a ton. Very tanky, very disruptive. Can do a lot of damage. Can be an immovable object. Absolutely good pick. Maokai, I'm a huge, huge fan of Maokai. I might be a little biased because one of my friends, or one of my clanmates rather, plays a Maokai, and is just really good at him in Summoner's Rift. We build whole teams around Maokai's ult. It's amazing.
Nice.
It's the best ult in the game, I think, for a supportive type ult. And when you get into team fights or something like that in this game mode, you get to throw that Maokai ult down, and you're building a little bit tanky anyway. You really start seeing that survivability kick up. He's got a snare. He's got good range on the little sapling thing. You can actually run bottom lane Maokai or come up top of the team. He's very versatile. I just really wish we saw him more on Dominion because I think he's just super good.
Yeah, I mean, already just on paper, I can see why Maokai would be so favored and a really, really strong pick in Dominion. So we'll see if they're able to pull that off. The summer spells have been uncovered, so we're looking at the summer spells, and coming from you warned me earlier, but coming from Summoner Swords, I'm still just in awe at seeing all these revives come out on these summoner spells.
Yeah, revive is the only way to counter a revive is with another revive, so you kind of have to take it because the opponent might take it. And, if a bottom lane dies and is going to get their tower cap, they just pop revive, go right back down on there to the bottom. Someone dies early on in that fight up at Windmill, they just pop revive, come back up, and then you have a guy that's full health and full mana against a team that's usually low on health, low on mana. And there's just so many good moments to take revive offensively and defensively that it's horrifically imba in Dominion. Revive needs nerf. No. Buff everything else. Leave Revive alone. Don't change Revive. They will not be able to change Revive in a way that doesn't screw it up horribly.
That's true. I mean, it's there for a very specific purpose, and yeah, I can't imagine how they would quote unquote nerf it without breaking it the other way or whatnot. So all right, so we're gonna see this game start in 3 seconds. Gonna be loading in. This is Dominate Dominion number 6. Chober here with Gander casting it for you tonight.
All right. Let me. I gotta start Fraps as soon as the load screen hits, and then I'll read over a little intro thing for it, and we can get rolling. Let's just wait for my screen. Turn black.
Yeah, mine's
turn another color.
There we go.
Come on, screen. You can do it. Scares me when it stays black too long because my monitor's actually really old and not so great, so I always worry it blacked out. Alrighty, and here we go. We have, this is Dominate Dominion tournament number 6. Our top team is going to be Care Bears United. It is Deacon playing as Jarvan IV, T. Thrizzy playing as Olaf, IR Terrence playing as Rumble, Wild Turtle playing as Caston, and Nothing 12 Eel playing as Corky. I'm one half of your casting duo for today. It consists of me, I'm Gander, and casting with me is
Chober right here, and on the bottom team, I'm actually not. Which team is this on the purple team?
It's Euth team.
It's just Euth team. Okay, so Euth is gonna be on a Mumu. Then they have Stormfallen on that. Jacksmith playing Jax. Arlankos on Garen. Vext on Ezreal, and Take Your Pill on Maokai.
Just waiting for the little load screen to pass here, and we'll get into this game. This is gonna be a very interesting game because I see some ghosts. You don't see a lot of ghosts there, and every one of those ghosts that you've got on a Care Bears team, that could be an exhaust. It'll be interesting to see how that plays out when they have to deal with champions like Garen and Jax, who can do a lot of melee damage, and that exhaust really impairs their ability to do things. And on the opposite side of that, we see a flash on Ezreal. Ezreal going to be very, very slippery. That's the word. Yeah, with the arcane shift and the flash, and a lot of revives, pretty standard. You got some Garrison, got some exhaust. It'll be really interesting to see the outcome of this game, as I have never seen either one of these two teams before play in an event. So this is gonna be completely new to me. Maybe we'll see something new and exciting that's yet to be discovered. Maybe it'll be the same old, same old. Maybe it'll be some experimental builds that don't quite work. We will find out.
Yep, it looks like everyone has loaded in, just waiting for the client to move on over into the game itself. And there we go. Oh, there's my camera. And alright, so everyone has spawned. Everyone's just waiting for the walkways to fill up during this wait time. Everyone's going to start buying some items. Anything we should be looking out for in early game items, or maybe even skills? I mean, I know you start with 3 points in your skills. I would assume that most people generally choose to take one in each, except in certain cases where if you want the extra burst or such. What do you think?
Well, when you're choosing skills in Dominion, it's definitely you can put a little bit in each one. You can go the 1-1-1, or just depending on some abilities, you can skip them because you get your level 4 pretty quickly off once that fight at Windmill goes off. So I wouldn't be too surprised if we saw Ezreal, put 2 points in one point in the other, leave Arcane Shift completely open, and pick up Arcane Shift level 4. And for people that play Katarina, I'm sure there's a lot of you guys that will go 2 Shenpo, 1 Blade, no Killer Instinct.
Right.
If I go Jax, I will go, I'll go 1-1-1, and I'll start building Empower after that. Or if I just really want a lot of damage up front, I'll go 1 Leap Strike, 2 Empower. I'll pick up Counterattack as soon as it kicks off to level 4. But otherwise, it really the impact is minor because of the rate at which you get skills. So you won't have a skill choice advantage for too long if you do, make certain specific picks. It really only applies to that initial fight at the windmill, and after that, it's just kind of rapid fire. Look at the opening items. You got a Kassadin and Maokai both starting Catalyst only. Everyone else seems to be loading out normal Boots 1 Prospector's item. Mercury treads on a Moo, and both teams coming up to the windmill here, and we think we're going to see maybe our first engagement of the game.
Alright, so we do see Pro Team came out with 3 people a little bit earlier. They already started capping a little bit, just trading off back and forth, make sure they don't take any free damage. But now it is a full-on 4v4 in top lane. Both teams just trying to sneak in a little bit of the capture here and there. Purple still has a little bit of an advantage, but just pokes going back and forth, each team just canceling each other's out, and a little bit of a stalemate. But Jax has gotten a little bit low from Kassadin's poke, and we do see Jarvan jumping in with his standard into the spear. Stormfall going very low, gets first blooded by Jarvan, nothing 12 EO, running quite low, but Euth getting melted afterwards. Kells on Garen is going to get double killed by Olaf, so that's 3 kills, 2 blue, and they're going to be able to take that top point on Windmill quite easily.
Yep, now secure that point. We see the revives coming into play right now as Stormfall comes up the top, and he jumps in on Deacon right away. Deacon very, very low on mana, not really able to answer that with a lot, and there we go. Deacon goes down next, and extending away from that point, not such a good idea as Wild Turtle gets taken down by Ezreal there. Nothing 12 Eel is the next one to go down, and that quickly turned around by the revives there from Euth team, as they are now going to be in control of the windmill. And I think they're in a pretty good spot, a little bit low on mana each. Got Kassadin heading up the top. I don't think he's going to try and engage that by himself, but we are going to see. And Maokai already having made a trip back to the Summoner platform down the bottom end of the map.
Oh yeah, Maokai was taken off by Rumble during that first fight. We see Wild Turtle actually getting caught by Amumu and Jax together, but Jax is forced to back off because he's running pretty low on health. Looks like he's going to teleport back, so it's going to be only Garen at full health and then Euth on Amumu running pretty low, just hanging out in the back brush there, perhaps waiting for that health relic.
Yeah, looks like he's looking for a... Nope, misses with the bandage toss. He's going to try and go for a really sneaky initiate there. Vect up here at the top now, doing a little bit of damage. And Deacon, there we go. Jarvan, an excellent champion for diving. Arlen really low on hit points. He's right in the middle of the enemy team. That's not quite where we want to get. The Ezreal goes off. Cataclysm, followed by the Cursed Sad Mummy. And so low on hit points, can Vect clean this up? He's looking for it. Stormfall comes up from the bottom, and he's able to help his teammate cover that up. Successful defense at the windmill.
Yeah, meanwhile, bot lane, just trading back and forth, but IRT Arence is running pretty low on health compared to Maokai, especially after that first exchange where he did come out victorious. So we'll keep an eye on that. Meanwhile, Deacon did come back up on Jarvan, but he was alone, so just going to make sure to push up those minions so they have the minion assistance when pushing towards that windmill once again. But Ezreal did back off from the top tower, and Jax is now going for that relic in the middle, and he does pick it up, so he's going to be a little bit more dangerous now.
Kassadin has hit level 6. He's swinging down towards the bottom end of the map. Maokai is aware of it, and he is going to back off. He's done a lot of pushing on IR Terrans right now, and is keeping him up against his tower. Deacon and nothing 12 Eel up at the top, finding no defenders there, able to get the neutral off on that point. Euth team coming up there en masse in response to that. Arlen and Euth trying to keep the enemy team back for Vect and Cap. Vect breaks that cap, starts engaging. Euth taking a lot of damage now. He's going to get taken down. Arlen low on hit points, trying to back out of there, but he is not going to be able to do so, not with so many around him. And there we go, we got that Arcane Shift. Ezreal being slippery, as described, is going back on out of there. And it looks like him and Jax are going to catch Wild Turtle over here in the jungle. And nope, that's Riftwalk for you. He's not there anymore. Gone a completely different direction. And now we see a little bit of a turnaround as Care Bears is able to take that top point, and Maokai getting taken down over here at the bottom, as Wild Turtle and IR Terrans are able to pick up that kill.
Yeah, Maokai was trying to trade with IR Terrans, ran pretty low, tried to juke into the brush, but of course Kassadin came down to help cut him off, and Rumble, I'm pretty sure, would have been able to catch him anyway, unless there was a really, really good juke at the corner of the brush. So taken down once again, but we see Vect coming out. Is he going to be able to pick up IR Terrans? No, he actually gets cut off by Deacon. It's a 2v1 as of now, but Maokai comes in with the Twisted Advance, puts that ult down as you mentioned, but the shutdown comes from Olaf onto Vect, and they're just going to burst down Maokai right now. Maokai did pick up the kill on Rumble, but just going to be chased back. They're not able to contest that tower in the bottom, and now they may be able to push, and that tower, the bottom towers are the objectives right now, so whoever picks it up are going to have the advantage for the entire team in terms of damage.
Extended pretty far down there on the bottom lane. Euth team was able to pick up the windmill during that fight. Stormfall now falling back as best he can, using his ultimate there to try and get that extra armor and MR to be able to successfully retreat. And he does get picked off, though. Vet's not quite able to save him, but is able to scare them away from that point. Arlen and Euth seen up at the top, trying to harass Deacon a little bit here. And it looks like now Care Bears United is just regrouping a little bit. You got a couple people going to be. You got 3 of them leaving their summoner platform right now. Their Nexus health ticking down, 429 in favor of Euth team.
Yeah, 429 to 392, but it's only a 1 point difference, or 1 cap point difference, so we're going to see that contest coming out at the windmill once again. We see Garen just trying to make sure to zone them off, but actually Wild Turtle jumps right onto Vex, puts out a lot of damage, and Arlen Kills also being bursted down immediately to about half health. What will they do? Oh, the ultimate comes out from Amumu, locking the entire team under the tower. The True Shot Barrage comes out from Vex. Can he take out T3Z? He flashes over the wall. T3Z is trying to get that undertow, and Corki gets the double kill with his missile barrage. But gets taken out by Amumu, and now they're going to try to chase out Wild Turtle and T3Z as the tower is still theirs at the top on Windmill.
Yeah, that was a fight that certainly swung heavily in one direction. Amumu was able to get that kill there off on Olaf. And the bottom end, Rumble now, is the one that's got Maokai pushed back. Maokai trying to come back from that, make something happen. But Caston over here backdooring towards the drill. He's going to try and get a neutral off. I hope he doesn't commit to the full cap. And no, he is going to stay there. Not sure that's quite such a great idea, especially being surrounded by the enemy team. There we go. He's going to rip walk right to that. Amumu misses with the bandage toss. And he's going to try and get out of there. He's just waiting for a cooldown, it looks like. And no, Jax, oh wow, rift walking right out of that stun. And that's what I mean about Cass. He can just retreat infinitely, and you cannot catch him.
Meanwhile, we had Corki and Jarvan start trying to cap and neutralize the point up in Windmill. Corki going once again. They're just trying to trade off damage and taking turns on the tower. But Amumu comes in with the bandage toss, and then the counter-strike comes in, gets us the double stun. Nothing 12 Eel running very, very low. Deacon able to get out with his combo, but Corki will be taken down here by Garen as he chases over with his spin. And Vex has also shown up. Meanwhile, Cassidy already coming back to the drill to try to get that cap.
Wow, he just predicted the Ezreal and Rift walked out of the way. That was really cool, actually. He is going to finish that off. I don't know if he's going to defend it or if he's going to try and dodge out of there. And it looks like he is going to try and dodge out of there. Moon missed the bandage toss again, but after a while, skill shots become really hard to land as you get better and better at this game. But Windmill right here, uncontested right now. Care Bears United can come right up here and grab this point. And I don't think that Euth team is anywhere in a position to interrupt right now, especially with Ezreal's ult being down.
They're actually putting pressure down in bottom also. It's a 2v1 against Maokai. Maokai will be taken down, and they might be able to get the neutralize here. Jax does show up in time, though. Can he get the double kill and push them off? He gets 1 kill immediately, but Wild Turtle is able to get out with that Rift Walk.
Yeah, Rift walking out of there, just the perfect time, using the Garrison to interrupt that cap. Very good save by Stormfallen right there. And Care Bears now just kind of hanging around up at the top, Windmill just sitting on that point. And all being in vision, of the enemy there, I don't think that's, the best use of their time. Sitting on that point there, they're really letting Euth team kind of engage the way that they want to, the longer that they just kind of sit on that point. It lets the other team get in position around and wherever they really want to. Caston, however, is not anywhere near there. It looks like he's heading up to the top right now. He's going to cut through. He's going to grab that Storm Shield right there. Caston with the Storm Shield, not something you want to have to deal with. Ezreal trying to knock these creeps down to get things moving up top, and Garen going to scissor in at the refinery.
So Garen is at the refinery right now, but they are going to engage. Amumu goes in with the bandage toss right into his ultimate, gets all the blue team once again. Deacon running very low, T3Z running very low, and Ezreal does get a double kill while Maokai is taken down in bot lane. Ezreal did get the double kill, and right now it's Euth versus Wild Turtle, but that Storm Shield coming into play is going to help Wild Turtle win out in that skirmish.
Yeah, Garen was able to secure that middle point down at the bottom. Rumble and Jax had an engagement, and Jax got the worst end of it. Caston now heading over to the drill to try and neutral and maybe cap that, as Arlen hangs around this middle point doing an okay job defending it so far. You got 2 melee characters having to work against each other, and that's a pretty fair fight. Oh, there we go, got that true damage right there, taking a chunk out of his health. With Corki showing up there, Arlen's going to go ahead and abandon that point.
We see Cassidy actually having to leave after almost capping that point at the drill. Did get the neutralize though, so it's going to help them a little bit as they have a 2 cap point lead right now, right before Maokai is able to capture the drill. Euth and Vex coming back up here with Arlen Kills already at the windmill. They're going to try to take that back as Deacon shows up.
Deacon with the airborne on Arlen. Arlen looking like he's in pretty bad shape right now, but he's going to go ahead and he's going to duck around back. Nothing 12 Eel is going to hang back, fire some missiles. Take your pills and throw the little sapling. A lot of long-distance stuff right there. Not a lot of up-close engagement at the moment. They are able to secure the windmill. Euth's team does have control of it. Once again, we got the undertow landing there. And things going a little wacky here down at the bottom end of the map. Everything completely nullified down there. I didn't quite see what happened. I think Ezreal hit someone after someone else died and was able to pick up a kill.
Ezreal hit his ultimate on Cassidy, who was capping the drill, and bottom lane was pretty much just a 1v1 trade, and they both ended up dying in that little fight.
Okay. Yeah, I didn't catch that. Just all of a sudden I realized there was no one bottom. And Euth with the bandage toss goes in, drops that ultimate right there. We got the Maokai ult going down as well. Very good thing to have. Corki trying to Valkyrie away, and wow, there we go. Olaf getting taken down by Garen there, and now Vec being the target of all the damage from Kasten. Kasten's able to get that kill there, but he's going to lose his life in exchange for it. Now Corki, the last one left, as they continue pushing down this lane, going to maybe go for that refinery if they can get this kill on Corki. Corki doing a really good job of keeping alive and keeping away right now as Rumble pushes up on Jax down here at the bottom. A lot of pressure being applied in both directions.
Yeah, Rumble has been pushing really well, using the minions to try to take that point, but actually taking a lot of damage from Stormfall, and that Empower may be the kill. Empower into Leaf Strike does pick up that kill, so Jax is going to have a little bit of free time along with Vex assisting there with that ultimate. Meanwhile, Wild Turtle comes up once again to contest that windmill. Arlen kills comes in, but he was low in health, and Jarvan jumps right over the wall, takes that window of opportunity to take over, and the Cataclysm comes down from Jarvan. Wow, Maokai is the one actually getting bursted down really fast, and then Euth now caught in a bad place despite all of the blue team running so low.
Yep, Ezreal coming up there, getting a quick kill on Corki to finish him off, doing the best that he can to try and interrupt this. Wow, a lot of damage going on to him right there from Cassidy, and that was just absolutely rough for him. Arlen Kells now, he's got a lot of HP, a lot of resistance, so with Euth they're going to hang around up at the top there, and they're going to chase them away. That neutral point looks like it is going to go back in favor of Euth team, as Rumble's tower did get neutral bottom, but he is recovering that now. And it looks like things are going to even out once again down the bottom end of the map as Euth team reasserts control over the windmill.
Yeah, Euth's team has been able to widen the lead now to about 100 cap points, so they've been steadily growing their lead. We'll see if they can continue to hold on to it as they catch Wild Turtle, trying to neutralize this drill, once again going for that backdoor. He's hiding out in the back. He's just trying to plan for his escape. What can he do? He does get Twisted advanced upon by Take Your Pill, and Ezreal comes in with that Vex on Ezreal, excuse me, and Wild Turtle just continues getting chased. It does not make it over the wall with that ultimate, but he still has the lead, and he will be able to widen the distance and get away to safety.
Yeah, Kasten, again with being really good at retreats. We got T3 over at the side of the map. Olaf low on hit points, but members of the enemy team converging on him. Jarvan looks like he sees the potential for something bad to happen here. He's going to go ahead and move right on up to help his buddy out there. Ezreal swinging towards the bottom end of the map as we got Kasten and Rumble down at the bottom.
We see Stormfall initiating a little bit on IR Terrence. IR Terrence is running pretty low, puts on the ultimate, but it's not going to be of any use as it misses completely. IR Terrence being taken down pretty low. Wild Turtle gets taken out by that Leaf Strike, and they're able to push out once again using the ultimate. Does he pick up the kill? Ezreal does pick up the kill, and they may be able to pick up this objective here on that bottom tower for Purple Team.
Rumble immediately with the Revive coming back down here to defend his tower right away. Had he not done that, that tower would have certainly gotten neutral. Stormfall jumping away with the leap strike there. Corki over at the drill, however, going to get caught by Euth and Vec. A lot of damage getting put on him immediately there. He goes down. Vec taking a chunk out of his health, though, in the exchange. And now we've got Deacon and T3 over here at the windmill trying to engage there. We got the Cataclysm. We got a bunch of ults, one right on top of the other, And Maokai goes down. T3 low on hit points. Is he going to make it out of there? It looks like he is for the moment as his teammates have come on back up towards the top. Garen going for him right there, trying to dive over to him. Euth trying to deal with Corki. Wild Turtle and Arlen Kells exchange. There we go. We got the ultimate from Amumu, though. Really not as effective as he would like, I think, as he gets killed. Vex now up here against a couple of people low on hit points, but taking a lot of damage himself. Take Your Pill, able to take down Cassidy now. Really ugly fight up here at the windmill. It's down to Kasten trying to defend solo against two members of the team, Jarvan and Corki. Corki just one hit away from death up here. I don't know if he's going to be able to hold this or not, especially with the minion wave up there. Ezreal missing with the ultimate. Corki Valkyrie's up around the back, and this tower getting slowly closer and closer to neutral as the creeps begin capturing it. Corky trying to get some in there, and Vec now up at the top, and I think with Ezreal's presence, they are going to be able to turn this around.
Yeah, Ezreal does come just in time to pick off Corky and scare off Jarvan, being played by Deacon, so Deacon ports back. Meanwhile, Jax did neutralize that point in bottom, but was forced to go away by Olaf and Cassin, and they do recapture it, so the objectives are still there as is. Meanwhile, we see Arlen Kells hiding out in this bush next to the Storm Shields, while Ezreal picks their own up.
Yeah, Ezreal right there, just poking his head up, being like, hey, I got the Storm Shield, there's nothing you're going to do about it. Wild Turtle trying to make a little bit of a play down at the bottom, but the Euth team's quite aware of what's going on there. Arlen Kells now looks like he's going to intercept Deacon in the middle there, and nope, they're just going to exchange a hit, walk back away. He's going to move right back on up to the windmill at the top, and there's been a lot of contention at windmill here, a little bit of back and forth bottom, but windmill's been where the action's been at all games. T-Thrizzy diving in. For that. Deacon now in there. Euth coming to the fight just a little bit late. Got the ult stack going on again, one circle right after another as damage gets exchanged. And Arlen Kells is going to go down. We have all 5 up here at the top. Wow, Ezreal getting a double kill with that ultimate. Very good play on him, but he is going to get... No, narrowly escapes Castin. No, he does get picked off at the end there. Deacon low on hit points, and Jack's able to secure that bottom point while all 5 members were at the top. That's why you don't want to have all 5 of your team in one place, because it's going to enable that bottom tower to get picked up. And there we go, Amumu picking up the ace, and that's all she wrote.
Wow.
What the hell? It's 31 to 301 though. How'd that happen?
Yeah, I was a little confused at the end, but we did see the GGs come out in the chat.
Did we?
So yeah.
Maybe it glitched or something.
It may have glitched, but with that dominating ace, as it was a 4v5 top, but Ezreal being able to pick up that triple kill and Jax picking up that point in bottom, it brings the victory to Euth team on purple.
Okay, it looks like we're going to stream the winner of this match and not point defense.